Hello everybody. Nice sunny day here. Finally the rain stopped. As you can see on our 4x4 project, we've got all of our patches welded up. Frames complete. No more holes. All up under here as well. If you're able to see it. Not sure how good the lighting is. We put a series of 5-6 patches. Took about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get all welded up 100%. So now it's a solid frame again, and she can go down the road legally. At least as legal as we need it. But today, we're going to be building a cross member gas tank. As you can see, I've already started with one side of it. Just to give you an idea of what we're going for. Here's the old one. All rusted to hell, rotted right out, so we're going to build a new one, and we're not going to worry about the bends in it. Doesn't need the bends. Anybody tells you you need those bends, well, just remember you really don't. It does nothing for structural integrity of the frame itself, and it's just made to hang the gas tank on. So we're going to get right to it, take a measurement here. As I'm moving the camera about here and there, we'll edit stuff out. So you just get what I'm doing. Alright, first we're going to start taking a measurement one side of the frame to the other. This will let us know we need to cut our pipe out. I'm looking at 43.5. Always write that down on your piece you're working on so you don't forget as you walk into your saw. I definitely have trouble with forgetting these days, so do that. Next thing we're going to do is measure our pipe. Three and a half. Alright, ready to cut this pipe. I'm going to move into the garage. Again, I will try the best I can to edit anything out that has to do with moving the camera around and unnecessary, bullshit, if you will. So let's head into the garage. Here we are. Get you guys set up here. Again, I will be trying to edit this best I can so it's not just a bunch of mess. Even though that's pretty much all my videos are, it's just a bunch of mess. But that's the way it is. Alright. do this is definitely with one of these saws. The cut comes out perfect every time. No slag that you usually would deal with cutting torches. Just simple. Work smarter, not harder, folks. Okay, get that binder down 43.5. Fortunately, our safety switch is screwed up, so gotta use a little paintbrush here. Ready for some noise. What we have, folks, is of course a nice clean cut. You don't have to do anything to it after. All we gotta do now is bend it. So we come over here to do our bending. I did take my tripod from the house here, so this is gonna make it a little bit better for me anyway, as far as getting what we need. I'm gonna set this kind of far away because torches that we're using, so we really don't want to burn up our camera. At least try not to. I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit for you. This is where the picture starts getting screwy. And we'll go here. You're going to want your cutting torches. You don't want to bend pipe like we're going to bend it today without heat. You crimp your pipe, you crack your pipe. If you crack your pipe, it's really no good. You're just taking out all the strength. When we make our bend, we're going to remember it's got to be parallel with the side we've already bended. You don't want to have this bend here and then the other bend the other way. Always eye everything out. Always measure. Again, make sure you're still in the right area. A wise man always told me, you measure twice and you cut once. So, let's get started with our bend. Always use heat on metal when you're bending. Excuse me there, shut my tanks off. Always shut your tanks off when you're not using them. Don't need a lot of heat. Just enough to make it red. Does not take a lot to bend metal. Contrary to metal being tough, don't take much to bend it. The best idea is the heat where your bend is going to be. Plan your bend. And that's where you'll concentrate your heat first. Once you start making the bend, you can begin heating the whole end of the pipe. Crank just a little bit at a time to prevent your pipe from crimping and cracking. There's a lesson right there. Always make sure your stuff is propped up properly. So in the middle of your bends, you're not having to chase your pipe around. While turning the vise, only turn it where it's easy to turn it. Once it starts stiffening up, time for more heat. Turn it easy once, turn it easy again. When it starts getting hard, put more heat. Now we got our main bend. Now we're going to flatten it completely out before we fine tune it with a hammer. It's still hot, but always put more heat. Just red hot. Don't want to go over it. Dark orange, not bright orange. Bright orange will start going through the metal. in with a heat. They said it doesn't take much to bend metal. We don't need heat to use our hammer. And all we want to do, just close these ends up here, if you can make them out. Want the ends completely closed up so our measurements line up right. And a piece of pipe wants to set down flat on our frame. So when we have our bolt holes, we run into no issues. So let's begin closing this piece up. Everything's going to be very hot. Advise you to use welding gloves, safety glasses, and all the safety equipment that should be used. Of course, you see me not using it. Who's watching, right? Alright. Now, we're going to come back out to the truck. This is what we want to do now. We want to take a piece of soapstone for metal, and we're going to make our holes so we can have it bolted up. Of course, both sides aren't exactly the same. Could be bent out a little bit more on this side. But all in all, I think we're gonna go with it. We'll get some holes made. So let's go back out. Take some quick measurements. Let's see. Get it somewhere in the vicinity. We'll try that. Yeesh, hot, hot, hot. That's good. I think it's gonna line up.
Use them torches, I meant to tell you. You gotta shut them right off if you use them because they leak on the back.
First thing you want to do, folks, hold your, you want to hold one place, the other side in place with just a couple bolts, just enough to keep them in place. Actually, you let me run and cool this piece off real quick so I can touch it. Now, take our bolts. Sorry about the noise, that wasn't supposed to happen. Got the marks right where they need to be. When we put this all back on, everything's going to line up and bolt on. We hope. Let's go drill some holes. The best way to drill your holes is to have a drill press. If you don't have a drill press and you're using a cordless drill or any kind of drill, at least try to make sure everything's level before you start drilling, because it's really, really a hassle when you get your piece made and your holes don't line up. And I actually forgot, before you drill your holes, take a hammer, the way you're going to make your hole is you take a small drill bit, put it right in the middle of your mark, and you hit it with your hammer. That's going to give you a small chaser hole for the drill bit to guide in, so you're not fighting it everywhere. Alright, now we'll start to make our drill holes. Start with a little bit of pressure. You don't want to use a lot. My arm's in the way, sorry for that. Another thing to be careful of when you're drilling, you don't want the drill bit to bind up, have your piece of pipe come back and whack you in the fucking head. Help it along, get it going again. There we go, we got one hole made. Do our next one. There we have it. One cross member. So we're going to go back out to the truck and see if this all lines up. What's going on? Oh, building a cross member, doing a tutorial video. Folks, we'll do a part 2. Be back with you in a minute.